Welcome to We Are Soccer. Today, I'm joined by Amalia Villarreal, who is one of the brightest young soccer stars here in the USA. She plays for the Michigan Jaguars GA 04 and 06 teams and the Solar ECNL 2006 team out of Texas. Amalia, welcome to We Are Soccer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So listen, you just helped lead Team USA to a 2-1 victory over Mexico in the CONCACAF U17 women's tournament and qualifying for the 2022 FIFA U17 World Cup in India. How excited are you right now?
Well, I don't think I've actually gotten off the high of winning that because it's just something that you've always dreamed of doing, and
Yeah.
finally achieving that really just doesn't let you. Nothing really has gotten me down over the past few days, so I think that can speak for itself.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I can tell you right now, everybody here back in Michigan, we've been cheering you on, following along the games and watching. I know the Michigan Jaguars did a watch party. We watched some of the game there, and it was amazing to see you step on the field, represent the country at such a high level, and play so well. It was really fun to watch. Everybody back here has been very excited for you.
Yeah, I think that with all the support, that's really helped me when I was there because it really just shows kind of like how much that can really impact you just to have a positive support system back at home. It can help you with the way you play. Kind of like when I'm here, I also need that as well, not just when I'm away, but it really just helps me have an overall better performance.
Absolutely. Completely understand that. All right. So listen, coming off that CONCACAF U17 tournament and everything you put in, all the training, all the games, all the goals you scored, you've got to be a little tired, right? I mean, that was exhausting.
Well, okay, they do have when we're there, we have a really good way to recover and we have anything necessary that we need. So when I was traveling back home, the only reason I was really sore was because I was sitting on the plane for that long. But really, I just think overall, I haven't felt like laggy or anything. I just feel good and I feel ready to play again.
That's awesome. Let me ask about that. Has the recovery, because you guys did put in a lot of training and did do a lot of the games, has the recovery been something you had to get something out of the normal, not something you normally did with your club teams? Is it's so high tech now to what it used to be? Is that something you enjoy, the kind of the recovery process now?
Yes, I think that that was probably like one of my favorite aspects of it because you can really add like anything that really like even like a little tick or whatever like in any part of your body, they can help you. They have things to help you work it out, and there's just a lot of way to recover, obviously, so that we're not tired for the next game. And they understand that, and they take into consideration everybody individually, not just as one whole group.
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. So let me ask you this. What skill set do you think, or part of your game, do you believe sets you apart from other players and your teammates? What is it about you and your game that you think sets you apart?
Oh, that's a tough question, but I don't know. I think that if you really just want it deep down, you just need to have the want more. You just want to have to work hard and put in the work even when other people aren't necessarily watching or when maybe it's easier to do something else, but just always being determined to get to where you want to be and keeping your goals in sight. So
Understood. I can tell you, I've watched you play a few times. I've got some friends who you play with their daughters, and they tell me the same thing. What I think, that it's your grittiness. You're gritty on the field, and you want that. It's that desire to win. And one thing a lot of us have commented on about you is your soccer IQ. It's very high. So even though you could be one of the smallest players on the field, the soccer IQ is what it is. Because soccer is a thinking sport. Everybody thinks it's a physical sport, but it's 90% thinking, man. And so that's what I think, that's what sets you apart. So, be aware of that.
thank you.
Moving forward, what are you focused on? What do you want to get better at? What aspect of your game are you hoping to improve on in the next coming months, and are really focused on improving?
Well, I think that just kind of the awareness of where since I played the nine over there,
Mhm.
you're gonna have two defenders on you most of the time since they have two center backs. And kind of that awareness with occupying both of them at the same time and
Mhm.
understanding when to pass the ball and then continue moving and making the run to maybe even drag out the defenders where you don't necessarily get the ball, but still working off the ball to create gaps. So I think that's
Mhm.
something that I really want to improve on.
I love it. That is an awesome answer. Would you say the 9 is your preferred position, or do you like the withdrawn 10? What position do you prefer to play if you could put your own name on the starting sheet?
Well, I like to play when I was there down in CONCACAF. I think that it was really enjoyable to play the 9, and I think I work well with the team in that way.
Mhm.
But when I'm at home, I play the 10, and
Mhm.
I think that both give me the versatility to understand the other position more, to where when I'm there, we can kind of play more of a false 9, and I can drop back and it'll draw in defenders, and it's also better to understand what maybe the 10s need from you compared to just staying up high and just trying to run however you think they would need.
I got to tell you, for a 16-year-old, your IQ and just talking about the game and the understanding and the movement and creative space is absolutely out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. You and I could talk tactics all day long. Oh my gosh. I don't know if everybody's going to want to hear that stuff, so we'll move on a little bit, but I could definitely talk tactics all day long with you. Um, do you support any professional teams in the world? Do you follow players or teams around the world on a daily basis, watching them, reading about them?
Well, obviously I support the senior team. I follow mostly everything that they do. And by that team, I really enjoy watching Trinity Rodman. So I'll
Ooh,
watch the Washington Spirit.
yeah.
And I think that I really like their style of playing, even though, that lost Stancy Courage just that just wasn't really what we wanted, but it's still enjoyable to watch and just to see their whole chemistry on the field and how they go back to playing in the NWSL compared to how they play on the national team, because it's two really different aspects that I think I can kind of feel that. So
Nice. I love that answer. Trinity Rodman is one of my new favorite players as well. Love watching her play. She's so quick on the fields. Awesome to watch her play. All right. What other hobbies do you have outside of soccer? We actually spoke a couple of weeks ago to someone you may know, Chloe Ricketts, and she was telling us some of the stuff she does off the soccer field. What's something you do off the soccer fields that no one really knows about? What are hobbies you have?
oh well well okay, since you talked to Chloe, you probably aren't gonna get like anything like she got. She's one of the coolest people I've ever met. But um I would say that I just really spend a lot of time with my family off the field. Like we're
Nice.
really close and we do a lot of things together. So whether that means going somewhere and just doing something fun for a little bit, but also just being with them it really helps me to like when I'm off the field to kind of talk to them about soccer and all of that, but to also just be able to understand that they're just there for me, like, whenever I need them, so
Yeah. And your family's been a real big part of your journey so far. I know your parents were down watching at the CONCACAF U17 tournament. I know they missed some of the game due to the traffic. They missed that first goal in that epic 5 goal game you had. But they did get to see the other 4. Talk about your parents a little bit. Do they help drive you a little bit and push you in a good way? And they've been that support system, right? And you need that, as you mentioned earlier.
Right, yeah. So they really are just a big part of wanting to always play better, because I think that what them helping me does is that I'm not always pressured into having to play a certain way. They're just really open and flexible with just talking about a conversation about maybe how I played in the game, some things that I could possibly do better, but
Mhm.
also the things that they think I did well and continue to pursue that. And my sister, along with myself, she plays soccer too.
Mhm.
So whenever I watch her game, she's always like coming to me on some things that she might like want to know, and I'm like, I feel really happy to be able to help her with that, and I think that she's just a great player. So
That's awesome. Another person who I know has helped you along the way has been your Michigan Jaguars coach, Trisha Wellock. Trisha is a very good friend of mine, and I've played soccer with her for years. Such a good player and such a good person. Has she been instrumental in helping you get to where you are a little bit today?
yes, she's just such an important part of my life, because she really opened my eyes in the game of soccer, of understanding why you do some of the things that really really helping me with my soccer IQ to become to become the person and how much I know today. Because a lot of the times before she was my coach, I didn't really understand a lot of like the tactics and all of that, just get the ball in the net. But really, she really helped me understand the positional and the importance of moving the ball in order to move the opponent. And there's really nothing I can't go to her on, because she's also a teacher. So there's even some academic stuff that she might need to help me with. But she always is just there, and she's just a second mom to me. So
That's awesome. Yeah, Trisha is one of my favorite people. She is such a cool person. So it's great. I'm not surprised that you have such high praise for her. One of the things I like to do when I interview people is I like to ask them what is some advice you can give to younger folks. Now I know you're still only 16 years old, but we have a lot of young folks, a lot of young kids back here in the Michigan Jaguars and a lot of other clubs here in Michigan that are watching you and will watch this, and they're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years old. What's some advice you can give to those kids who hope to one day reach your level that you're at the moment?
Well, personally for me, I've just never lost the love for the game. So it's always just making sure that you always love it and it's not just a chore for you, that you always just want to become better and learn more things and you're always just hungry to understand more. So I think that just understanding that you still love the game and that you want to play because you want to play and not being forced to. So
Absolutely. That is awesome. I can tell you though, be careful what you wish for, because I'm 41 and I still have that love for the game and I can't stop playing. I get out 3 times a week and I cannot stop playing, and my body's breaking down. So enjoy it while you can, because it doesn't last forever, the level you're at. So yeah. Amalia, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And we're going to be following along with the rest of the summer where you're going to be going. And then hopefully you'll be on that plane to India for the U17 World Cup. That's going to be fun.
definitely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care of yourself. Okay. Stay healthy.